Hi ladies, so today's video is going to be about trimming our natural hair. I'm going to discuss three things: what state our hair should be in when we trim, why we should trim, and when should we trim our natural hair. So first off, why trim our natural hair? I have some notes so I won't get, off subject. So things that I thought of were that trimming our ends prevents further damage, it makes our styles look better, and it prevents tangles. So when I got my hair trimmed back in July, I noticed a huge difference in my hair prior to the trim and then after the trim. I had major damage on my ends and just all throughout my hair, and it was so overdue for me to get a trim. So what the trim does is it cuts off, split ends, knots, things like that, which can travel further up the hair shaft if they're not cut off, therefore causing further damage and breakage. I also noticed that when I styled my hair or when I was combing it and things like that, it was so much easier to finger comb, to comb with, the brushes or combs that I have. And my twist outs, my braid outs, they look so much better because the ends weren't all frayed and fuzzy. They were very crisp and neat and smooth. It was beautiful. It also prevents tangles. We know that when our hair sheds, oftentimes those shed hairs don't fall out of our head immediately. Therefore, they end up getting caught on our other curls. And that causes knots, which are just a hassle, okay? So it prevents those types of things from happening in our hair. So my next topic or question is, what state should our hair be in when we trim? This is my opinion. I think that our hair should be dry and slightly straightened. When I got my hair trimmed by the natural hairstylist, she blow dried my hair actually and trimmed it from there. She didn't need to flat iron it or anything like that, and she of course used a heat protectant. I think having your hair dry is better because you're able to see your ends and see, if those ends are broken off, they're splitting and things like that. So you're better able to, just know what is broken and what is not. Now, people, different people do it different ways. Some people do actually trim their hair when it is wet and they have curls. I think it really depends on your curl pattern. I think for looser curls, it may be okay to do that because you can see the ends. But if you have really curly, frizzy hair like I do, it can be a little more difficult, and I personally can't see in the back of my head, and I'm not going to be taking a mirror trying to figure out how to do all that. So, I'd rather just go to someone else and have them to do it. But prior to the natural hairstylist doing it, I did trim my hair myself, and what I used to do was put my hair in, several small to medium-sized twists and just clip the ends off, and that sufficed. That was enough for me to do to get by. But after a while, I personally felt like I needed to go to someone professional to get an overall nice trim. Another thing, and this I got from a website, which I will be posting over there. It said that only trim while your hair is curly if you never wear your hair straight. And again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier. If you're cutting your hair while it's curly, more than likely you're probably cutting off more than you actually need to, because you can't really see your ends and your hair is shrunken and everything like that. So if you're going for that curly look all the time, then it's okay. But if you ever straighten your hair, you know, you ever flat iron it or whatever and wear it that way, your hair may be uneven as a result of cutting it when it is wet and curly. So I thought that was a good point that they made on that website. So check it out. So finally, when should you trim your hair? You know what? I have come to realize that it really just depends. There are people who have my texture of hair and, you know, they don't have to trim it as often as I do. I'm personally making a goal to trim my hair every 2 to 4 months. And so it's coming up again that I have to go get it done. But I just, you know, I listen to my hair. You know, and I think that's what you have to do. You know, you have to be aware of how your ends are looking. You have to be aware of how it's feeling. And, you know, if you have to get yours cut every 2 months, then that's what you have to do. If you can go a whole year without getting it cut, that's what you do. I think it really depends on the person. For me, I know that when my hair is becoming more and more tangled, it's time. It is time for a trim. Or when I have an excessive amount of knots, I know it's time. Also, if you heat style, you know, and you find that your hair tends to knot around itself, you do need to trim more frequently. Just because we know that we can get heat damage. Even using protectants and things like that, I mean, over time, you know, you can still get damage if you are frequently using heat. So, gotta make sure those ends are kept nice, so your styles can be kept nice. So, that's all I wanted to share today. I think I shared everything. If I didn't, I will either add it in the video or add it over in the box, so you guys can see that as well. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. You can always send me a message or leave a comment below. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.